Hey guys, so this is my first YouTube video. First, whoever's watching, I want to just say thank you. Second, this was kind of my husband's idea. He knows that I'm constantly trying to learn new things. I'm constantly digging at things. I'm always searching for things beneath the surface, whether it be within my own self, within my subconscious, within other people, within trauma, within anything within the spiritual world, different religions, all of that good stuff. And because I am constantly learning new things, it's also one of my passions to teach new things. I enjoy teaching people what I learn. So he had the idea that I should start this YouTube channel to share what I learn with the world. And I was a bit apprehensive, but I figured, what the hell, let's do it. One thing, you're always gonna get me as myself. So I sometimes have a bad mouth, and I'm just very real and very raw. So everything that I tell you, or everything that I teach, or anything that I anything that I discuss in these channels will be 100% authentic, only coming from me. So however I speak in real life, if you're my friend, that's how I'm gonna speak on here. I don't mean any offense to anyone for any language or anything else, but I'm going to give you nothing but my whole self. So this first video, I decided to dedicate it on change because of a few reasons. One, I think that us as human beings, we're constantly suffering. And I think a lot of the reason why we suffer is because we cling to what is normal. A great deal of our time is spent living what is normal for us, what is familiar to us. And majority of the times, even if our lifestyle is toxic, we don't want to leave it because we'll be going into the unknown. So, change. Let's start with the human body consists of 50 to 75 trillion cells. And those cells are constantly dying off and reproducing and growing new ones all the time. So whoever you were so many years ago, you physically, according to the cells in your body right now, are no longer that same person. Not to mention how much we will grow mentally and emotionally. So you see that there are a lot of people, maybe some of you even watching, that were maybe pressured after high school to go to college, get your associates, and major in something, get a college degree. And there are so many people that are not even working today as an adult in their 30s and 40s and 50s, not even working in the field that they got their degree in, or I should say that they got their initial degree in. And even if they are, a lot of them are not happy doing it. They're doing it only because that's what they got their degree in. So that's what they feel like they should be doing. They don't want the college money to have gone to waste. All of the debt that they're now in from college, they don't want it, being for nothing. So they choose to live in an unhappy line of work, in a line of work that they know is not level with their frequency, that does not emanate, I should say, that doesn't reflect who they are as a person. They're doing it because it's a job. They don't want to grow. They don't want to evolve. Or I should say, not necessarily that they don't want to, because I think a lot of people want to. I think that they're not ready to. They're not ready to grow and evolve. And it's because of the fact that sometimes when we do that, we have to drop the things that we are familiar with. So we have to drop that job that we're working, that we went through 4, 6, 8 years of college to learn. And I get it. A lot of people are probably like, yeah, it's easy for you to say, it's not easy to all of a sudden up and quit work, even though we have invested so much money in this field or this line of work. I get it. I understand. But that doesn't mean you can't do it. You just choose not to. And that's fine. If that works for you, then fine. But remember that we are not put here to wake up every day, go to work, and die. That is not our sole purpose here. I'm going to try to not elaborate more on that because that's a topic for another day. And I want to stick with change. So on top of the college degrees that may or may not be going to waste from a lot of people, there's a lot of people that change their careers, and they change it often. And a lot of people may look at that like, what the hell? They're so unstable. Why are they constantly changing their jobs? It could be that they, in fact, are unstable. Or it could be the second thing, that they are no longer that same person that they were when they were in that previous job. So that previous job is no longer fulfilling for them. I myself have had lots of different paths. Starting off, of course, as a teenager around 18, 19 years old, modeling was what I thought my life was going to be. I thought, yes, this is what I wanted. Little did I know that was not very realistic. I did it for that short while, and then that was it. And then I went to cosmetology school, and I became a cosmetologist, and then I started teaching and became a cosmetology instructor because I have always loved teaching. I was working so much in that, and I truly did love it and enjoy it, and I loved every one of my clients. Almost every one of my clients. Let me backtrack there. But something hit me where one day out of nowhere, I just told my husband, I think I'm going to stop doing hair and makeup. And he, of course, was stunned, and he was like, why? And I just said, I just need something more personal. I need something on a deeper level. I myself am a very deep person. I don't like to have superficial conversations. I need something that's going to feed my soul. Otherwise, I'd rather not talk to you. And I just needed something deeper. So I went to school to become a yoga instructor. And even from that, I was a yoga instructor for years. I still am. And that is one of my many passions. But I have so many passions between a yoga instructor, Buddhism, religion. I studied Reiki for a little bit. The crystals, tarot reading, there's so many things that I am so passionate about. And I cannot narrow myself into just one field because I love them all. I am part of all of them. And at some point in time, I may no longer want to study one topic. I may no longer be interested. For a while, I was extremely interested in astrology. For years, I studied astrology. I learned so much. I was so absorbed with astrology. And I was totally that one, staying up at night like a mad scientist or like a writer, and just I was up at night laying in bed just thinking of different aspects and different qualities and traits in certain people and wondering if they had this aspect or that one. And I did. I loved it. And then I got to the point that, again, I had another spiritual rebirth, if you want to call it, where I realized I'm obsessing too much over this and I didn't want to obsess over anything. So I've constantly been changing. And I think us as human beings, we need to constantly change. Nature is one of our biggest teachers to that. A majority, depending on where you live, you probably have 4 seasons. If you don't have 4, you probably have 2. So on the daily, not even speaking of just the seasons, but on the daily, the weather is changing, the wind is changing, the animals are changing the way that they live. Different things are constantly happening in life that's forever changing. We are no longer the same person that we were 5 years ago, 10 years ago. So if there's something that you need to do for the person that you are now, do it. That means there are people, and this is a big one, because there are people, whether it be old friends from high school or whether it be family even, that at one point in time maybe you were extremely close with, and you possibly got to the point that you realize, I don't really have anything in common with this person. Or you feel like that person's lifestyle is not good for your mental state or your emotional state. It could be that you're just on this path and you're not wanting any interference on this path. So you're not wanting to, say if you're on some spiritual journey, you're probably not wanting to sit back and listen to all the gossip going on back at the hometown where you're from. Or you're not wanting to sit there talking about, you know, hey, did you hear about this person or that person? Did you hear about that girl? Did you hear what that dude did? Like, you're probably not giving a fuck because you are on your path and that's where you want to stay. And sometimes family and old friends don't understand that. And they look at it like it's something with you. Like you've changed. That's what, you know, you've changed. You leave town, wherever it is that you're from, and you get a good job or you're happy with your life, and everyone that's still in the place where you once were is going to judge you. And they're going to say they've changed, and they're going to speak all of this negative stuff on you. It's not you. You know what the issue is? The issue is that they haven't changed. That's the issue. That us as human beings, we need to change. We need to grow. If you don't change, you're never going to grow. And the biggest thing that my yoga teacher told me when I was going through yoga school was, if you do what you've always done, you will get what you always got. And that couldn't be any more true. If you continue living your life the same way that you have always lived your life, you're going to get the same results into your life, because that's what you're attracting, because that's the way that you've been living. You're on this endless cycle, like a hamster going around a wheel continuously. You got to get off that wheel. You got to discover a new path, a new cycle, a new way to transition yourself into a new you. Whether that be a new job, new friends, new family, breaking away from toxic people in your life, moving out of the area you're from, whatever you have to do for you, you need to do. But most of all, you need to change. You need to grow, because that is what life is. Life is about, the only thing I like to tell my kids, the only thing that I can guarantee you in this life, the only thing that is permanent in this life is change. That's it. Nothing else in this life is permanent but change. I can't promise you nothing. I cannot promise you that you will always be safe. I cannot promise you that you will always be healthy. I cannot promise you that you will be successful. I cannot promise you a damn thing other than just when you think you got all your shit together, something will happen and your life will need to change. It's a given. That's just the laws of life. That's just how it happens. And we have to grow and we have to change with it. And if we don't, we're going to end up stumbling behind and we're going to end up suffering because we're clinging to what was instead of embracing what is to come or what is at this moment. So I think that's all I got for you on change. But I would love to hear your comments. If you want to subscribe to my channel, of course, that would be awesome too. I would greatly appreciate that. I'm taking notes as I go along through my days of things that I want to talk about on here. So go ahead, give it a thumbs up or thumbs down and give me your comments. I like to think that I'm very open-minded, so I would love to hear your input and whatever comments or advice or tips that you have for me. I would definitely listen and take them all in. But you all enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you for watching.